Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Life Stories, an episode where I'm not going to give you the number title because my ass is losing count. I'm your host and sometimes storyteller and referee, Sackstad Pearson, and today I'm joined by the Officer of Admissions, a one Officer 9000.
Hey people, how you doing?
That sounded so weird.
I'm fucking tired. Sorry.
It's all good, just warn me next time. And of course, the plus one, who's barely above that, a one Nico the Goth.
Hi, Neko-chan here. Nyampasu.
Will you just pick new words? Fuck, that's half the problem.
It's a catchphrase.
It doesn't work when it doesn't make me suffer. That's the sucky part. People only care when it makes me suffer.
I thought it did put you in physical pain.
Does auditory pain count as physical? I've always been curious about that.
Yes.
Oh, well then, fuck you on principle. Alright, so this time we're going to be doing things a little bit different. Pun entirely intended. And I'm going to switch over to voice activity and go into noise suppression. Boop. 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 Can everyone hear me?
Yep.
Hey.
Hi.
Okay, so, long story short, I'm really starting to hate Tinder. I know that sounds very weird. It's not a slut thing. They have a story mode on Tinder, apparently. You actually can do a choose your own adventure movie. I thought it was bullshit, but I really, really wanted to see it. But I keep getting notifications of people that want to do things, which doesn't bother me because I'm straight and it's 2020. The problem is, they never seem to be old enough to drink. Fuck.
Oh dear.
Yes.
That's concerning.
Most annoying fucking cock tease ever. Anyways, so even though there's a wealth of stories, the way things work in my mind is I need to, just from doing stand-up as long as I have, I need to make sure I can compress them into a set time frame. So even though at a bare minimum we could go 70 life stories that is just about me, or at least I deem worthy of being a life story, I can't just sit down and say them without it being, overly drawn out, which I don't like to do. So for this time, though, I got some mini stories that were never long enough to fucking be a full-time thing. Excuse me. But if I could transform and combine them, they can do more damage than Broly. So that's what I'm gonna do. All right. So this is gonna be a story about the first 3 times, or my first 3 kisses, of which I was forced into it. I'll explain more later, obviously. And the time a porn star ex-porn star, like that means anything, tried to pick a fight with me over guessing their height.
I can already smell the patty.
Fuck, that was actually funny. I commend you, apprentice. Good job.
Days or days.
And then she fucks it up. Okay. So I'll just tell some of those stories because apparently we have a last minute I've changed my story mind person who will be telling stories after me. But I'll just stick with 1 kiss and 1 ex-porn star aggravation. Okay, let's get into it. Let me change the angle I'm sitting so I can face the mic easier. Y'all can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so let me just start off by saying I don't care what people do and don't think about sex workers as an individual or as for a corporate or anything that relates to corporate industry sex work shit. And I'm going to tell you why. Because everybody is full of shit on some level. And I do mean everybody. The people who want it to be, for lack of a better term, less frowned upon or considered to be something of more moral and dignified don't actually want to see how the cookie's made. They don't want to fix or involve themselves with the current problems that it have. And it's really just they want to make money and not have to feel bad about it or get ostracized or excommunicated from certain rings of society or the job market. That's why I say some people are full of shit. Then there's the selfish individual who's pretending like she wants to stand up for a group or whatever and whatnot. But really, they just want to make sure they can get as much money as possible, be selfish as fuck, and not face any ramification for them. The current term for them is e-thoughts, but the problem with that is that's a very nebulous term. Also, e-thoughts don't necessarily have sex or money. The only true requirement, despite what many others will try to tell you, is that you are doing a job that involves you having physical insertion and relation with someone for money. Physical contact, insertions, yada yada. So hand job for money, sex work. Sex for money, sex work. Taking pictures of your ass, that's not sex work. You're not having sex in the picture. You're just naked.
Just sorry to interrupt you real
art.
quick, but like, did people really think that like crap, what do they call them? Like
E-thoughts?
porn e-thoughts, yeah, like porn streamers and stuff like that. They actually considered them sex workers? Because I agree, like if you're not doing something physical, how are you a sex worker?
Therein lies their biggest issue. They, much like a lot of everything after 2010, sometimes terminology shows up that doesn't have a proper history that people remember. So when young people or just people who use the internet get a hold of it, they don't realize they're mangling it up. So I don't now inherently have any ill will or anything towards people who call themselves sex workers, even though they're not having sex. My first thought is, well, you don't know that term doesn't go to you, or that since there's no designated term set forth, that's what you're using. Basically, it's the equivalent of a hypernomy or hyponomy. But Zax, what the fuck does that mean? Okay, I'll tell you, Nico. Basically, the definition of hypernomy or hyponomy, depending on what dictionaries you use, is a definition assigned to something that already has a name that's wrong, but still utilized and understood. So if I, for instance, let's say, officer, you and Nico are watching TV, and Nico is closest to the remote control, or the television controller. And you said, hey, Nico, pass me the clicker. Clicker is not the name of it, but Nico knows what you mean. You get it now?
Yep, I get it.
The more you know. So.
I learned something today.
Yes. So, I don't have issues with these people. However, I also acknowledge that there's a lot of people who will magically decide, you're an asshole, you voted for Trump, blah, 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 blah. You're the devil incarnate, blah, 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 just because you try to help them find a more correct term, or just tell them that term doesn't technically need to apply to you. I didn't say you couldn't use it. Technically, it's the First Amendment. You can call yourself king of the purple dinosaurs if you fucking wanted to. I'm just saying, as far as, when you want to do some type of public addressing and shit, that ain't the correct term for you. That don't mean people are going to just magically find this podcast and, start talking about it and shit. I've actually tried to have open forums and debates with people who do any form of smuttery shit. Mind you, this was in after the first year of the podcast when I was more established, whatever the fuck that means. So talking to people, they understood there wasn't some hidden agenda. Like, no, I wanted to talk to you about whatever the subject matter is. And I didn't even have half of the equipment I did back then. And every so often, when I would get close to one of them, they would duck out or back out. Not because I made them feel stupid, but just because they think that, oh, I'm going to incriminate myself. Like, that's why we have fucking aliases and shit. But now it's more like, oh, I sell pictures of my ass on OnlyFans. So because I do that, fucking, I am a sex worker. No, you're not. Also, you're not even fucking having sex for money the entire time you've claimed this. You're selling pictures people are going to beat the fuck off to. But then you get mad, some of them get mad when people ask them to talk less, take pictures of gardens and shit less, show me more T, more A. Now, mind you, I get it. No one likes to be harassed, but who is your target demographic? I have someone right now I talk to like this, not to go on a tangent, but this was a recent development. Even one of the nicest people I know, she's only doing this shit because she pretty much can't afford to live where she is in her home country. And when the shit's done and she's paid her debts, she's probably going to stop. She really only got into it because she was about to lose her house and her mom tried to kill herself and her dad's dead. So they had practically no direct income.
That's a really sad situation to be in, but I really hope she has a good alias or whatever, because if she doesn't want to do this for the rest of her life, which good on her, I'm really happy she realizes this isn't like a lifelong goal people should have. But I hope she can cover all this up for future jobs. Like if they do some digging and they find out, she might not get whatever job she wants to get in the future.
Yeah, and she literally lives in the middle of a small country town in a different country. So even if a lot of people aren't using the internet, it doesn't take long to figure shit out. It doesn't help that she looks like Rangiku from Bleach, and I mean like it's almost 1-to-1. She looks like Rangiku from Bleach.
Oh my gosh, she sounds so hot.
I don't buy nothing to her. She's also a gardener and a farmer, and most of her pics are her pets, but she does gardening and farming, and she helps manage an Airbnb. She got like 2 or 3 jobs, and she still can barely get by. And her family loves her and treats her with respect, but at the same time, you know, almost all of her shit is implied nudity. You don't see her fully naked, but I didn't even know she was doing that shit when I first got to know her on social media. I'll show you guys her later, and we get along. But at the same time, she'll go on Twitter and complain about, I hate when people get on my stuff and then tell me, hey, can you not talk or do pictures of gardening and blah, blah, blah as much? I came for a titty. It was like, I'm sorry you dealing with that, but that's the bare minimum cost of doing business.
Like, I unfortunately agree. And of course, it's going to make a lot of people get pissy because it's like, oh, you're victim blaming. But I talk to a lot, or actually, I shouldn't say I talk to a lot of these girls because I try to avoid them. They annoy the fuck out of me. But if you are targeting a certain demographic who is, let's say, shitty, expect the shitty. Either you play into it, you do the pander, or you get yourself out of it. Like, I hate the people who want to dance on both sides and go, oh, woe is me because they're asking for titty pictures when I basically give them almost titty pictures.
Yep.
Well, yeah, and I made mention of it. I was like, listen, I have nothing against you, but you need to understand that this is not like a rare occurrence. This is gonna keep happening. And she didn't even get mad at me. Other people on her Twitter got mad. It was like, I'm not saying I'm not normalizing their behavior and shit. I'm saying that no, this is going to keep happening. Period. Even if she stopped or made a completely new account, a random person will still try to send her a dick pic just because she doesn't have a penis. I don't know who started that logic. We had to talk about it when Nico wasn't here one time. Basically,
Damn.
We don't know what generation or why the fuck women are assuming dudes are teaching other dudes to give out dick pics at random and shit, but that's something completely unique to the millennial generation and the generations after it, because my generation, which I guess I'm a millennial, but I'm an elder millennial, depending on who you ask. If you had a camera in your phone, you were the rich kid and you were the shit and the talk of the entire school because that was new. So the idea of people just to say, hey, it's okay for dudes to do this, there's not a problem with dudes do it, is total bullshit. Because first off, their parents and my generation or the earlier generation, we didn't grow up with the ability to even take pictures with our fucking cameras. That's literally a recent development, but people want to act like it's been there forever. No, bitch, that shit new.
Zax is old.
We're not even 4 years apart. I wouldn't go there if I was you.
Shh, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I can't wait till you get wrinkles. Okay, so,
I'ma cry.
I know, and I'm going to be responsible for it. Anyways, so...
Fair.
Yeah, you deserve it at that point. So, basically...
I agree.
The way it is sometimes I get into these incidents with them. But it's usually based on them assuming instead of listening to what I'm saying. You know, they're not listening to the words, they're listening to their feelings. And I hate to say facts don't care about your feelings because I sound like some Ben Shapiro shit. Also, that's not even the best way to say that. If he wasn't an asshole, he would say kind of sort of what I say in a situation like this is, look, this may hurt your feelings. However, know that I'm not intentionally trying to do it. You put that tagline before you say anything, and as long as you don't go out of your way to be a rude dick, if they have an issue with it, that's on them and you can't do nothing about it, but you made your peace. So if someone thinks you're full of shit, you can go back and screenshot the original statement, you know? This didn't even go that far. So, apparently there's somebody I follow on Instagram who is a porn star, like a porn star. However, they had a regular account and they had a titty account. I didn't know this. I was on the regular account. I'm not hiding their alias or nothing, but I don't remember what their alias name was. So, yeah. And there was a tag.
There's gonna be a lot of people like disappointed, like, oh, we can't find the porn account. Damn.
Probably. I mean, it is what it is. So I noticed someone in the picture and he's like, huh, they look kind of tall. and I just clicked on the name on it because there was a tag for the name, right? So I go and look at this person's Instagram because that's actually how I learn Instagram people. I don't just randomly search some weird fucked up shit or just type in random words in the search. I've almost never used the actual Instagram search. I have basically going on an outer circle of people that are networked or 6-degree situations. So if I added you, it's probably because I thought you were cool or funny or did something and said something funny on someone else's pictures or comments. So I was like, huh, why does she look kind of familiar? No, just so we're clear, I did not have handshake relationships with this woman, but I think I seen them do stand up, or I seen their name on a stand up call sheet or something. But I'm not sure. So I look at some of the pictures. I'm scrolling, and then there's a picture of her like sitting on a couch, and her feet are touching the ground. Now I know that doesn't seem like much, but if you know anything about, I don't know, literally women, you know most of them motherfuckers is stubby. It is very common for women to never get past 5'7". So when I see her feet touching the ground, like, and her knee position, like, oh, she might be kind of tall. So
You know what's funny?
What?
My feet aren't touching the ground right now in my chair.
I know, but you're a stubby little midget, so it makes sense. If you are a woman and you get to 5'11", that means you are literally taller than 70% of every woman there's ever been. Fun fact.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was just sitting up here looking, and I'm like, huh. Wonder how tall she is. And I'll put that in the comment text, something like that. Mind you, a lot of this is paraphrasing, because I basically blocked her after this whole exchange. It was only 3-parter. So she texts back. Apparently she saw this and she got back in less than a minute. I was like, oh, that's rare. Let me go and, return her favor. I'm assuming she's going to tell me her height. She says, it's pretty easy to pull up everywhere on Google. I was like, well, that's an extra step, but hey, she's giving me the information. No problem so far. So I say, okay, Googling now, right? Comes back and says, good, because I'm tired of dealing with your annoying shit on my wall or on in my comments. What?
Okay, that escalated quickly.
And then she put in a vomit emoji face. And people started hitting the like button. I was like, I know I never spoke to this motherfucker before. I know for a fact if I was in the same room with her, we probably weren't even performing on the same stage. I know I have no direct contact with this woman. Also, I don't see this first. Remember, I'm Googling her. So I go in and I Google her, right? Literally nothing I saw gave me her height. Nothing I saw gave me her height. Mind you, my safe search is on. I've learned not to fuck myself anymore. My safe search is on, and it still turns up nothing but just random YouTube videos, which have nothing to do with her height at all, and her listings in non-pornographic porn indexes and registries.
This is why you always have safe search not on.
And these were
Well,
doing,
normally
yeah,
I did do that
yeah.
because it was kind of dumb, but for some reason, Safe Search was a little bit too strong back in the day, or maybe it still is, so I didn't use it in earlier Google years because it would block out websites that said curse words, even if none of their visuals wasn't family friendly. So if I'm looking up a product that's got a swear word in the name or it's got a swear word in the description because they wanted to be edgy when they made the product, it wouldn't pull it up. And it got on my nerves. Yeah. Like dumb shit like that. Or
Yeah,
if
I
there
can
was
see
an
why.
eBay listing and the product was normal and then the description says something like, yeah, this is my PS3. Unfortunately, the controller got fucked up, so I can't give you that, but I'm giving it to you at a discount. The whole listing gone.
Wow, that is fucked up.
Yeah. And I'm also like, so then I go back and I was like, okay, I don't think she factors in. Hey, let me go tell her maybe in her inbox, hey, listen, I don't think you understand. I know you're out of the game, or at least it seems like you ain't done shit anymore. But listen, when you get Googled and then I see the notification and I press it and she said all that shit, I'm just like, I just go through my head and the first thought, like, I can easily roast her, not because comedy shit, and she might be a challenge because She lives in New York, from what I understand. And if you own the New York circuit, or if you're just a woman in New York and you live anywhere near a populated area, you deal with a lot of assholes. People say New York people are very fucking angry. That's not always true, because when they say that, they're thinking about New York City. They're thinking about Manhattan, shit like that. Because don't nobody even know any places in New York that are north of New York City or just like closer to the Canadian border. Everybody just thinks of New York City. Same with Illinois. Don't nobody really know how many cities in Illinois, but they all know Chicago. So
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so I know stereotypes are extremely fucked up, and they don't correlate with reality. So I'm not gonna do that. But I know at the same time, she gotta have something in the chamber, even if she didn't do comedy, just because she's a ex-porn star. She's on social media and she doesn't even change her fucking name. So you know she's dealing with some assholes at some point. It's like, this might be a challenge. Now that's not the petty in me. That's the I need to learn the dozens game, because I think that people are gonna fuck with me as I get older and I have to learn it. I didn't have to, but I prepared myself for that naturally as a kid. I wasn't going around harassing people online, but if you wanted to have a joke war with me and just say petty shit in exchange, I'd be in the middle of the class doing it with you till the teacher gets pissed. Now, mind you, I got out of that habit very, very early. It didn't even carry over into like high school. I stopped that real quick. But I'm just naturally prepared if I think someone's being an asshole. The second thought was, okay. I think she thinks because she has millions of people that did sensual relations with her, that her ego can't be checked and it's getting Kanye sized, and she needs to have a little bit of a deflate. But then regular Zach kicks in. Man, this is some of the pettiest and dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. And he won. So,
yeah, probably the best.
Yeah, nah, there is no right or wrong answer. So this is what happened. I said, look, you just told me, now again, this is a paraphrase, but barely at that. Look, you just told me to go and get on the internet to find your height because it would be easy. So I Googled you, and now you're saying you're mad at me for doing exactly what you told me? I don't know what type of daddy issues or parental issues you have in general that has made you this way, but look, that is extremely insecure. That is so insecure, I'm not even going to sit here and get into some type of argument or debate with you over that. I don't even understand where this is coming from. You're talking about me saying annoying shit. All I did was ask or try to guess your height, and that pissed you off? I'm sorry, whatever insecurity you have, I can't help you with, and I didn't cause, so I don't know why you're trying to project it in my direction. I don't even care about you responding to this. I'm just out.
Well, Zach, see, she's used to everyone say, titties, show me that ass. So when somebody actually asks a question that is trying to get to know somebody or actually kind of pleasant, she's not used to it. You got to talk to her in the way she's used to. Be like, damn, bitch, them titties look good.
I'm going to turn you into a voice actor. That
sounded awkward.
Not really. That was hilarious. I'm going to turn her into a voice actor one day, I swear. Anyways, so...
Titties.
She just loves being her own meme. Okay, so...
I wish you could see the, :D on my face right now.
I wish you could see the face palm on mine right now. Anyways, so... all this happened in less than 3 minutes. I'm in the middle of cooking, and so I literally just thought to myself, man, that was fucking stupid. While I'm cooking, it's like, what the fuck? And I'm thinking to myself, because I'm second guessing myself, which is the fucked up part to me about this. I'm thinking, did I meet her at a bar at some point in time? Did she get drunk and I turned her down and she got pissed about it? Because, well, despite what people may say and think, I've been involved, and there's a few people I can direct you to who've been involved where someone wanted to try to smash, but no one was trying to fuck them. Not because they was hideous, ugly, or porn star, but because they were drunk and it was a bad look. When you're a guy, it's always a bad look when they can't walk straight before clothes come off.
I think just anyone being sloppy drunk, it's just not cute. It's just not a good look for anyone.
Cool. Gonna get you drunk one day. So basically...
I can't.
Bullshit.
I get sick before I get drunk.
No,
Asian heat or whatever they call it. It's like one of my few Korean traits.
I mean, there is a certain advantage to be had with that kind of, situation.
Yeah. So, anyways, so I get like 15 text messages in like 2 minutes. I was like, what the fuck? Ex-boyfriends.
Oh no!
Ooh la la.
Now I don't realize that's who these are. I'm just thinking,
Oh,
okay,
wait, says ex-boyfriends or beta orbiters?
probably a little of both. Apparently, she goes through a lot of boyfriends because A, she has the attention span of a gnat, and you know how that goes when you rush into things, which you fucking shouldn't do, especially when it involves pee touching. But obviously, she has a background where that has never probably ever been factored in. Now, mind you, that may come off as insulting, but no, I'm just explaining the industry. If you work in porn, chances are you're gonna burn through a lot of significant others. It's not even a joke. It's a statistic.
Yeah, everything that we're. Oh, go ahead, officer.
I was saying, yeah, pretty much that is usually the case. It's
Yeah, I think it was
careful.
Google. It was Google Scholar. There was a study that they did for like 15 years or some shit. But even without that, there's other things you can randomly find that someone, scientists or doctors, wouldn't verify. Like brothels are cleaner than the porn industry, which I think that's a little bit ironic. But
That is. That's
yeah,
funny.
yeah. Mind you, the survey was in 2015. Let's be honest, the shit probably still holds up. So, yeah. And they started telling me like, bro, thank you so much. Like, whoa. I don't actually know her. I'm not even sure where the fuck that came from. Like, I legit don't understand why she told me to look up her height instead of just telling me, and she lashed out like that. I'm not trying to start no mess. It's like, really? It's like, yeah, I don't know her personally. I do not know Aaliyah Janine personally. It's like, oh, well, hey, look, either way, good on you. And bro, I think you got in her head. So then I started looking at other texts and was like, bro, I think you broke her. Nah, I didn't break her over that shit. Oh my God, she's the short. Now, guys, look, I know Ben Shapiro bullshitters like to use that terminology, but listen, when you break somebody, they don't go on Twitter and post about it. They delete their account or they block and hide their accounts and they don't go online. So, hey, look, can y'all be a little bit more specific? So I start putting some of them in a group chat because I'm tired of this many messages from this many people. You know how it is. It's annoying as hell to go through a lot of real-time messages on Instagram, which I didn't know until this happened because I've never had this many happen at once. Fucking, because, the point of my Instagram isn't a popularity or I'm insecure, tell me I'm pretty bullshit.
That one's me.
Yes. And unfortunately, I can't make that joke now because I was totally going to do that.
Beat you to it.
Fuck you. So I put them in group chat and then some of them started recognizing each other like, so how do y'all know each other? Oh, like we're ex-boyfriends. It's like, all of you? No. Hell no. Man, have you seen her nose? Dude, have you seen her face? Ha. Guys, what do you want from me? What do you mean by you think I broke her, blah, 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 blah. So apparently not even 2 minutes after that conversation happened, she went like on Twitter and said, hey guys, am I mean or an asshole? It was like, now look at the time on it. And then someone screenshotted it to me too. I was like, motherfucker.
Holy shit,
Well,
she's like insane insecure. Like that's bad.
Yo,
Bro, and I hate to say it, but one of the worst things you can do is have positive reinforcements when you have a negative human trait. And maybe she doesn't know it, but that still doesn't change how I feel. That shit was still fucking pathetic. I'm not going to, go and harass her about it. I'm not going to go pat her back. Hey, it's okay. You were having an off day. None of that shit. I'm just saying, if you realize that you did something like that, you could have apologized. You could have contacted me. However, I did hide my story and block her, set her to mute and all this other shit. But my whole thing is just point blank, very, very simple. Look, that was not the proper reaction to this whole entire situation. I do not have a history of going after any individual who did what she did or picking on people who many would consider homely, whatever the PG-13 version of that shit is. I don't think it's been said a lot, but a lot of people claim I'm somewhere between sapiosexual and demisexual. But I'm gonna just break shit down real quick how I feel.
What the hell does that even mean?
Yeah, I know you was gonna say that.
Let him
And to be
explain.
fair, these are actual definitions, not random made up shit because I saw it on the internet. Sapiosexual and demisexual. First off, sapiosexual is someone who basically only truly gains extreme attraction and sexual tension towards someone based on how smart you think they are or how smart you feel they are. Demisexual is more on that emotional spectrum. You only feel extreme sexual attraction towards someone who you feel strongly about, which is a weird term in general, just because you can't fuck without feeling something in general. But that's a matter of physical versus psychological. So you could be a supermodel and considered the most beautiful woman in the fucking world, and my first thought is, man, I hope you're not a fucking idiot. Instead of, holy shit, you're hot, I should throw my money at you and simp for your ass. That's how I work. But also, if I don't know you, don't give a shit about you, and you just fun to talk to, and I don't know, we have a conversation about black holes, which that did happen. I actually know a decent chunk of information about black holes, more than the average, but obviously not as much as a scientist. And
Zach knows a lot about black holes, huh?
anyways, that was too lame.
You both reacted like that. It
Yes,
only gives
because
me
it was
strength.
so lame. It was so lame. It was contagious. Anyways, so I was just like, okay, damn. Who are you? She had a PhD, and we ended up dating for like 2 years. So, yeah, that's how I feel. So, even if I did purposely look for her shit, unless I found out, I don't know, maybe she's smart and funny, she got a history degree and she's funny, and whatever, blah, blah, blah. The more I would be involved, the less I would care about the face, the less I care about whatever other imperfections you might want to consider imperfections. Because we all know beauty is extremely subjective. Despite what many women, Nico, think, there is no one universal thing that every man or opposite sex who likes you is going to find attractive. Nico, so...
Oh no, like I agree. There's so many different ways to find people attractive. I actually hate the American cliche of beauty. I think it's really boring and terrible. So
Pamela
no, I'm right
Anderson.
there with you.
For those who aren't sure what she means by that, Google Pamela Anderson.
Gross.
Oh yeah.
I don't hate her for buying fake tits. I just don't respect her because she says stupid shit and then act like she didn't say stupid shit. Mind you, she's gotten a little bit more aware, so to speak, in more recent years. She just do some weird, odd, dumb shit to me. Same with Kanye. I ain't gonna lie, there was a point in time when I respected Kanye. It didn't last long, and ever since then it's been downhill. But Zach, he has a condition that he doesn't take medication or therapy for consistently, and he doesn't give a shit about because his ego, even if he didn't have that condition, still makes him an asshole. Like, you can have a disability, that doesn't mean you're immune to being an asshole. Like, people think I hate him because he has a mental condition, I don't want to deal with that. No. It's him as a person. I fucking hate that. That annoys me so much when I see assholes that have a physical or mental disability and people want to give me shit. I'm like, do you realize that's probably half the reason they're an asshole? Because society let them get away with that shit?
Yep, believe me, I know a few people like that.
Alex.
Same.
But fucking, so I was just like, look, guys, I get that y'all got problems with her. Hell yeah. What did some dudes say? Like, I can't remember what it was, but basically, it was implied. I don't know if it was her or not because they started talking about other porn stars or ex-porn stars, but it was implied that there's a large amount of ex or current porn stars that will lie to get what they think is a good man.
Really? How not surprising.
Exactly. I was like, and I know I sound like a dick when I said, like, guys, first and foremost, just because someone stopped being in the porn industry, that does not mean that they're gonna stop being slutty. I don't even know why you would assume that. And he was like, I know you're not trying to hurt me, Zax, but that made me feel very sad. I was like, oh, a man being honest with his feelings. Holy shit, that never happens. Hey, buddy, I'm sorry you went through whatever it is you went through with Leah. I'm not about to ask for details, But I just want you to know something, and for future reference, I don't care how you feel about someone's personality, or maybe it was her body. I don't know which one. I wasn't there. Not trying to be in that. But listen, there are certain rules society has that even if you violate them, it doesn't matter how noble you are or you look, people can relapse. So y'all could have had a good relationship. She could have been a good girlfriend to you, but she could have fucked you over like that Ruby girl. And we got into a talk about Ruby. I won't bore y'all with Ruby. Ruby shit is pretty short. Ruby was a bust down hoe. She got married. I'm assuming the guy didn't know that she was still a hoe. And she was trying to cheat as much as possible because she missed the porn star dick she used to get. But at the same time, apparently her star didn't go into the mainstream or whatever. Her name was Ruby Jewel. She's still around. And one day, while she still had a husband, she was fucking a politician and decided to blackmail him when he found out she was a married ex-porn star. So he completely erased his own political career indefinitely. He chose to quit even though he's the victim in this situation.
Huh.
Yeah, I know.
It's like something off of a movie or a TV show. That's crazy.
Yeah, except it happened. Her name is Ruby Jewel. So I was just like, look, everybody's a roll over dice. Even if she was never a porn star, for all you know, she could still have cheated and had an affair and all that stuff. Bro, I don't know what happened, but listen, you need to remember in the future reference, you give out trust sparingly. And if you do trust somebody, it's not always a good idea to just tell them that. Because the odds of trust being abused in a relationship, mind you, this is a really old statistic, so I know it's not accurate anymore, because the last time I saw this verified was probably 1999 or 2000 flat. It said that
A long time ago.
It says that 7 in 10 people abuse trust in a relationship, whether they value the relationship or not, in North America. Adult relationships.
I mean, I believe that. I don't know how old the statistic is, but remember when it used to be like 50% of marriages end in divorce? Like, Americans don't value relationships.
Yeah.
Well, there is an object permanence with physical contact, but that's a whole nother scientific matter that we don't need to get into. But the bottom line is, I was saying, like, look, the problem wasn't necessarily her. The problem might just be that you didn't want to pay attention to the signs. Like I said, it doesn't matter if Aaliyah never went into the industry or not. You can't just give out trust all the time. I'm not telling you to be a hard ass and treat people like shit because you don't want to trust nobody, because, well, that's just self-defeat right there, because then no one's going to want to be with you or be around you. But I don't know. They had some type of powwow group, whatever, and I was just like, fuck, now I'm wondering how many fucking boyfriends she had, because goddamn.
That's so funny. You create an AA meeting for her ex-boyfriends.
Yeah, and I see it's a short story, but the weird part is everything happens after the story. So eventually, you know, I said, hey, you know, it was nice talking to y'all, but just so we're clear, I'm not gonna do any trolley type shit. And from what I've heard, they don't even do trolley type shit. They just like, I don't know what they do actually. I think they didn't even realize they were all connected until they all got in that one group chat. And I just bounced out and they said goodbye and whatnot. And someone had their own little Photoshop meme of her, which I'm not going to talk about what it was. It was funny to me, but I don't need to go there. All right, on to the second story. Also, just before we get in, I want you guys to remember the most important things about this story. Hey, Nico.
Yes.
Fuck you. Because you're going to be laughing this whole entire time at my suffering. So I just want to get that out of the way in advance.
You're going to need to say many more fuck yous, because I'm probably going to make some really mean comments too.
Oh, no, you will, but I'm just getting that out of the way so I can, you know, not have to say it later. It's a pre-fuck you. All right, so.
Okay, got it.
Next story is the very first time of 3 where I received a kiss by force. Take that how you will.
All right, I'm already going to start off that. What the fuck does it mean to be kissed by force? This sounds like
I
some high
didn't
school
want it,
bullshit.
and I didn't know it was coming. That's
High
what that
school
means.
bullshit.
First off, I don't know how old you think I was, but I didn't even have all the teeth in my mouth, woman. This wasn't some recent shit. I'm talking
Wait,
first.
What? How young were you? What is this?
I was 7, so you were like 4.
This
Wow.
is funny and like a cute.
Shut
It's
up.
like funny in a cute child
Shut up.
way.
So, I was given a lot of freedom as a child, more than I truly realized. because, well, my parents figured out very early before a trip to certain intellectual companies, or I guess or I don't know what you would call companies that look at intelligence at human beings. But anyways, I was allowed to have a little bit of free roam and free reign. Now, my parents had just got a house for the first time and whatever, and they had jobs. So when I got home, sometimes when the summer came around, I had shit to myself. I wouldn't break nothing, none would catch on fire. I had some idea, not as much as I do now, on how to cook food and whatnot. And occasionally I could have very light supervision and I was allowed to explore the neighborhood. But basically, don't leave this zip code. I am 3 blocks down the street from a big ass park. So you know where my ass was. But
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but the other way, literally across the train tracks, it was the Metro Ashburn Wrightwood stop. I think that's the name of the stop. It's like 2 blocks up from me, past an ice cream shop.
I have about an idea where that is, yeah.
Yeah, I know you know where it is. Well, that block where Tasty Freeze is, the one across street from it, that's actually my old block. So there I saw I had a friend on the other side. His name was Eric. Eric was cool. I thought Eric was the coolest kid ever because his parents are rich, but they weren't raising spoiled kids. And they straight up told me they were rich. They had a 7-figure income, but their house wasn't even valued at like $100,000, and they just overhauled the inside of it so people couldn't even tell. Right? So
Rich.
I was there like almost in his house for almost every day in the summer sometimes, because I would either go there to get him and we would go do shit, or I would just go there, hang out, and do shit. Back in the day, not everybody had cell phones when you were 2. So if you wanted to hang out with your friends, you had to physically go to them to arrange shit.
Gross.
Said the lazy bum. So I would go there, and one time, Eric's sister didn't go and do some shit for the summer. Summer camp, space camp, whatever it was, she would be gone. She didn't go this one summer, right? So I went to the candy store, which used to be a block away from the ice cream shop, which, man, how did I not get diabetes as a kid? It was called More and More Candy, and I got like the biggest, cheapest thing, because my thing about candy is if I'm going to share it with people, I don't want to get small little premium things we're going to run out of in 10 seconds. I want to get something big and long, right? Fuck you. So
That's what she said.
And then she got told to shut the fuck up. So I got that, and I was smuggling it because, his parents are the type they want to make sure their kids ain't break nothing or nothing come up missing. So if you come over with a bag, they inspecting the bag, right? So she doesn't notice this big ass, thick ass bag of Skittles I got, and then I think I had some Reese's, right? All she sees is PS2 controllers, wires, or no, not even PS2, PS1 controller wires, shit like that, right? She's like, hey, you want to play Smash Bros? I got Smash Bros. You got Smash Bros. So I was like, man, fuck this PlayStation shit. And we go up his room. I'm hopping up the stairs because, hey, I'm short. Fuck you. I'm hopping up the stairs. He starts hopping up the stairs. Race you. And I was like, challenge accepted, motherfucker. And then I just started doing the chorus to Danger Zone because, well, me and my dad really like the Top Gun movie a lot. I think we've watched it 10 times together. That was like a bonding thing for us. So I just started going, highway to the danger zone. And I was like, I didn't say that. And I look at Eric, he didn't say that. I get to the top of the step, and this big kid's right there, and I almost fall down, and it's his sister. So she grabs me and holds on to me, and she says, and she doesn't let go, and she leans and says, I know you got candy. It was like, I mean, yeah.
Oh, shit. Even for young Zax, the bitches were after you.
Shit, damn,
No,
man.
what did I just say? She want the candy. She ain't after me. She want the candy. She's Angelica, basically. Fuck. So I'm just like, I mean, we can share it with you. And then Eric's like, no, like he just saw somebody fall down a cliff in a Saturday morning cartoon. I was like, bro, the fuck? Like, what? No, look. If she doesn't snitch, because any good parent knows kids should not have this much candy. I was like, we had to play in her room. I was like, no, we don't. She can just come in our room and you're playing in my room. It's like, look, can I just give you some candy now and you leave us alone? No. Fuck. So we set up Smash Bros in her room. Mom peeks in, is like, oh my God, you two are getting along. It's like, oh, see, that's why I like having you come over, Zach. You're just a bundle of joy. It's like, thank you. I don't know what the fuck she means by that. So she leaves, and he tells me, like, okay, basically they always fight, but they're not fighting right now. And she thinks I'm responsible. It's not my fault Candy's a good cocaine substitute.
For kids, yes.
Now, obviously, because we're so young, the door is allowed to be closed. Now, his sister is 9, and like I said, I'm like 7 or 8. So she got like 2 years on me. And all of a sudden, I just hear, hey, come here. What? Come here. I get to do adventure mode next. What? Get up. I'm a little fucking scared now. I'm like, I ain't scared of you. Why you acting like it then? I fucking hate that used to work on me too. So I was like,
Oh my
hey,
God.
shut up. I ain't scared of you. And then she says, hey, I got some more candy. Where's it at? It's over here. So she's like, hey, I can't reach the
Gonna
closet.
give me some sugar, all right.
I was like,
A different kind of sugar. Sugar-free kind of sugar.
you know, I wanna be pissed at both y'all, but that was actually a very good pun, and I'm proud of both of you. So she was like, it's in here. The closet. However,
You're dumb.
I'm 7. The closet string is made for an adult, even though this is a child's room. And that shit is annoying. I dealt with that too. Why the fuck y'all give me a closet, but the string to pull down the light is fucking like 4 feet taller than me? Fucking hate that shit. So I was like, oh yeah, I know this problem. Hey, I got an idea. And she fucking Spartan kicks me onto the wall. And Eric goes, no, shut up. I was like,
Oh.
hey, what the fuck is your problem? I'm not taking crap from a big kid. Now, this is me that has dealt with bullies the funnest way possible. So I ain't about to take shit. Also, this is the me that hasn't registered, hey, society's decided you get in a shit ton more trouble if you do anything to a woman or a little girl. I'm 7. I am free of all societal biases at this point. I know they exist, which a lot of my other friends didn't even know or could understand the concept of, but I haven't been brainwashed or haven't had them ingrained into my intelligence yet. Obviously that came much later, but you get my point. So I'm just like, don't push me. It's like, okay, I'm sorry. And she leans in for a hug. And I start hugging her, and then spider sense just started going ape shit. And I was like, so I grab her hands, I twist her whole body, and I come out of the closet. And I close the door on her. I was like, ha, yeah, saw that shit coming.
You won to beat the big kid, yeah.
Obviously I don't, because this is only the middle of the story. So I locked the door. I was like, you can come out, you can leave us alone, and we'll still share candy with you. Listen, I've been around the block sometimes, and I don't know why I thought that was a cool thing for a kid to say. And I was like, look, if you two start fighting over anything at any point in time, I'm gonna have to leave. Which means I have to take the candy with me. So if I let you out, are you gonna... Motherfucker... Okay, so apparently I didn't do a good job slamming the door. So right when I said that, door flies open, clips me in the shoulder, grabs me, pulls me back into the closet.
Oh God, that's like out of a horror movie right there.
Oh.
So all of a sudden, I was like, hey, look, what do you want from me? He's like, I don't know. Why are you trying to put me in a closet? Jams her tongue down my throat. I am up against the wall. I can't see shit. And all I know is my hands feel tingly for some reason. I don't know what it is. You know, like maybe it's the second time you kiss somebody for the first time. Your hands get a little tingly, whatever. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I felt that. And I couldn't say anything. I just stared at her. And then she pulled out like some claw grip thing that was in the closet the whole time and turned the lights on.
Jesus Christ, she was cunning. Holy shit.
Very.
Now I
That's
know
terrifying.
yes, I know what a kiss is at this point. Duh. I know only certain people do it. Duh. I'm trying to register. What the fuck did I do to get to that point? Because this is my first time meeting her. It hasn't been a full hour since I've met her. So
Little girls are kind of weird. Like, I'm trying to remember back to when I was young around that time. Not that I went like grabbing people in the closets and trying to make out with them. Holy
you didn't
shit!
have the strength to.
But I think girls do tend to get to that, like, they want to experiment romantically stage faster than boys do. So, you know, they're just crazy.
I would just like to point out that a female said that. Now, I am not saying she is right or wrong, but if someone tries to give me shit in the comments, just remember, I'm not the one who said it. Anyways,
I am female, mostly.
So I'm standing there like, all I can say is, she said, say something. Because apparently it was an awkward silence on my part for too long. Why did you do that? I don't know. What? And I'm just like, and I get accurate with me. What the fuck you mean you don't know? Not my exact words, obviously. And I'm just like, so Eric slightly starts opening the door. And she turns. And then he closes the door.
Oh.
Ouch.
Yeah. So then this motherfucker's completely abandoned me and he starts eating the candy and playing Smash Bros. Because I can hear him playing it.
Oh, see, he made the right call, in all honesty. Like, don't touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah.
No, he should have came back. No man left behind, but we're boys, so. Anyways, so what ends up happening is I just asked again because my brain can't think of anything else. Why did you kiss me? It's just, you really, really hate Sean. I was like, Sean? Now, at this point in time, I don't think I've met him yet, but for those who don't remember, I went to a very famous African grade school. It even has its own origin story movie that I don't know if it's ever going to come out on DVD, but it's on VHS. The school's called Marva Collins. That's how you spell the first name, right?
Okay.
I haven't met this kid yet. But that was the first Sean I thought I knew. And I thought about it. I was like, oh yeah, Sean. Sean was a kid who basically, one of the only times a child has been barred from going to a playground or a park district. Right? He literally came there to terrorize other children.
That's horrifying.
You say that, but see, here's the thing. I showed up. Now, I don't, motherfucker, I beat the living shit out of him, is what I'm telling you.
Oh, okay. I understand now.
Now, here's what I don't remember. I'm in Hayes Park. Hayes Park is a very unique situation as far as parks go. For some reason, it's bowl shaped. And I don't mean, oh, it's circular. I mean, it's not flat. So even though you'll see the park from the outside, you'll see the running track going along the park. When you try to walk into the actual grass area, the grass sinks down about 3 feet, or it sinks down in the center to close to 1.5 to 2 feet. So if you're in the middle of the park, you're going to look shorter from a distance. But we're little kids. So sometimes if we're laying on the ground or just sitting down, people can't see us, or they just see our heads, not our full bodies. You know, this is the 90s. This is the end of the era where children could just go and do shit in the middle of the summer. You know? And he was a genuine problem. Because see, what people don't realize at Hayes Park, in less than about a mile radius, there's about, I believe, 10 police officers who live in that area. In fact, one of them one of them's son is a friend of mine I've known since first grade. So there's cops everywhere. Some of the cops can even see Hayes Park from their window. But we as kids, we don't know this shit, right? So he was so bad, He was targeting certain people based on how they screamed.
The
Wow,
hell?
that's fucked up.
That's
Yeah.
a messed up kid.
Yeah, and he's like 2 years older than me, right? So one day, I am trying to perfect what you shouldn't do, but there's no adult supervision. You shouldn't do in a park swing. I'm trying to do what some of the bigger kids have done, and they swing from the actual swing all the way to grab onto the top of the playground slide. So that's like a 5-foot radius that you have to build up enough momentum to swing and catch. And I'm like 7 trying to do this. And most of the kids that do this, they're like 14, 15. They have no business really being over there. They just want to fuck around. Right? It's kind of like that. So, fucking, I just happen to swing up a little bit past the horizon, and I see some kid getting his face banged up against the bleachers and holding onto somebody's hair. Now, one of my oldest friends was there. Well, old at the time. We were 9 months apart, if you call that old. And
To a kid, yeah.
I was like, hey, get on top of the swing. Get on top of the slide real quick. Do you see? Holy shit. I was like, dude, come on. Calm down. There's no adults around, so I don't know why I told him not to say holy shit. But so he starts running over there. Now, this bleacher is about maybe, well, we're tiny. So that's almost full 2 minutes for us. So for 2 minutes, this dude's holding on to this one girl's hair, pulling it left and right, and she's crying and shit to the point where she started going hoarse. And he's beating up this other kid. Now, I get over there, and my friend Bobby, he immediately does this like I didn't realize how clever and ergonomic it was at the time. He tucks her arm under his her hair under his arm, and then he kicks off the dude holding her hair. I just went and separated his fingers from the other dude he was hitting all the time. Turns out he was hitting him, but he was also trying to hit him in such a way that his head bounces off the back of the metal bleachers.
Oh, wow,
Jesus.
that's fucked up.
I pulled it a little too hard, and one of his fingers came out the socket a little bit. So he just starts trying to cry or scream. I punch him in the throat, not planning for the throat. And I was just like, you fucked up, man. You messed up, man. And I just keep saying that while I'm hitting him until he stops and curls into a ball.
Oh my God. Like, I just imagine little kids, like, trying to front and trying to be, like, super tough. That's what I'd say if I was a little kid trying to be tough.
Yeah, well, it's hard to be tough when I dislocate a finger. So I look at him like, bro, man, are you like, is your family far? Is your house far? Like, no, I'm right there. I was like, dude, go there, man, get some ice and tell them you might need to go to hospital. Hospital? He means hospital. I couldn't say hospital correctly when I was 7 for some reason. So we turn to look at the girls like, oh, is that like your brother or something? Like, no. And she tries to say thank you, and I was like, are you hoarse? Like, oh, okay. Do you need any help? No. So then she hugs Bobby, and she hugs me. A year later, turns out
1 year later.
turns out that was Eric's big sister.
Shit.
I didn't recognize her because, well, the hair was longer, it was in her face, she was crying, she had dirt and sand on her and shit. And also, she was always doing shit for the summer. Right? So we never had a chance to bump into each other. However, apparently, halfway through Smash Brothers, she realizes who I am. So then I was like, oh wait, that was you. Yeah. And she starts crying a little bit. It's like, hey, don't cry. Look, I won't tell anybody. Like, I'm not in trouble. I just kissed you. It's like, well, I mean, I didn't want the kiss. So then she puts her hand up against the wall and leans in on me and stares at me. And I just didn't say anything for 10 seconds. And she just goes, yeah, that's what I thought. And then we
Oh,
walked out.
jeez.
Man, she really knew what was going on.
Best I can describe it is a switch went off and she just didn't want to be powerless or whatever again. So she grew a pair of balls, so to speak. They just ended up on her chest a lot later. So I open the door. Eric has not even turned the fuck around. I'm a little bit annoyed at this point. I was like, Eric, yeah? It's like, so did you know? Well, I mean, yeah, but I didn't think it was a problem. It's like, well, I mean, I wouldn't either. And then his sister comes and like, I would have liked to have known that. So basically, the reason she was so angry with him, well, they fight anyway, but it was because he didn't think or care to bring it up after he realized who I was and what the incident she was talking about and shit. Right? So,
I mean, I'm not really surprised. Little kids, like, they're not going to think about that kind of stuff.
well, I mean, she didn't say, oh, I kind of like him or her, or the other guy or whatever. She just said, some kids helped me. And one is, beat up a bully. It was at Hayes Park. And he kept saying, you shouldn't do that, bro, while he's beating ass. That sounds like Zach's. I don't need to bring this up. And then, apparently, 4 months later, he did bring it up. That 4 months later was about 3 days before I got there. Now, at some point in time, I'm about to leave, and I just say, hey, I'm not like mad at you or anything. Oh, I know, sweetie. It's like, don't call me sweetie. I'm not sweetie. You are sweet. I mean, I didn't know that your people tasted like chocolate. Now, before anyone says anything, keep in mind, we are very, very young. I was like, I don't taste like chocolate. I had Reese's in there with the Skittles. Oh, there was Reese's in there too? Hey, do you got any left? It's like, no. Oh, hey, I think I see one on your tongue. I fucking bolted. Right?
Damn.
I bolted. Now, here's the thing, though. I am rushing my ass down the stairs, but I'm too scared to jump because I'm still young and I could fuck my face or my ankles up. So I don't take the risk that I normally do when I jump downstairs. And I'm just like, I'm just going to hoof it, right? So the door started opening. The front door. And I was like, oh, shit, one of the parents is home or something like that. Because my parents weren't coming to get me. It was literally less than 3 minutes from the house. Like, they're not about to get in the car for 3 minutes. So I slowed down. I was like, shit, don't want to be told not to run in the house, right? And I put my shoes on at the bottom step. And it's Eric's dad. It's like, oh, hey, little man, you heading out? It's like, yeah. Did you have fun? Yes, I did. Okay. Hey, make sure you throw away all the wrappers from the candy you had. I don't know how he knows that because he hasn't been here all day. But I just say, okay, Mr. Roberts. And then my brain is completely forgot I was running away from his fucking daughter. Whose name I'm leaving out because I think she actually is on my YouTube page subscription shit. We'll call her Ashley just because that name is fucking generic as shit. And I completely just, because, you know, you're easily distracted 7-year-old. I go back upstairs and I get to the third step. Oh, fuck, Ashley's still up there. Here's what I don't know. Their back door has an entrance to upstairs and downstairs. She ran downstairs through the back entrance, which is by her room, on the other side of the hall, and then ran around through the kitchen. And I just heard Mr. Roberts go, "Oh, hey baby, how you been?" Like, hold on. And I turn around, but I didn't turn around right. I turned around with my foot on the front lip of the stair, and I only turned half my foot, so poof, my whole ankle just said, "Oh, you about to land on me, bitch." So I catch myself on the wall, but I don't have the power I do right now back then. So touching the wall meant shit, and I was like, "Why?" And I'm thinking out loud, why? And I'm thinking to myself, "Why the fuck didn't I just grab the railing on the opposite side?" And I was like, "Oh shit, I can't reach that far." So she grabs me by the throat. Mind you, she's catching me though. She didn't know I was falling. She grabbed me by the throat. Now her dad starts to grab both of them. He's like, "Oh, you got him?" And then she puts that same hand on my shoulder and grabs the shoulder. So now I'm at this weird Superman-like angle, tongues my ass again.
Wait, did you say tongues
Ooh.
your ass again? Wait, what?
You know I mean
Kissed him
she's kissing me,
again.
motherfucker.
Okay. But say when we're talking about like kissing and using tongues, you got to be a little more specific.
She's holding both of me. She's holding me up by the shoulders with both her hands, and then just dives deep into my fucking tonsils. And her dad is still in that
Jeez.
pose where he's about to like catch us both and shit. And I just see him because she's mixed, but her dad's white. I just see out the corner of my eye, huh? Is he choking? His face is really, really pink right now. I was like, I don't register the hatred and murderous intent coming out this man because I'm 7. Also, I don't know why the fuck he mad at me. And I'm just like, and I'm staring at her, I was like, how the fuck is she strong enough to hold me up like this? And then I thought about, tongue still in my mouth. So I fix myself, I fall backwards on the stairs, and then his mom comes out. Eric's mom comes out, Megan comes out. He's like, what's wrong? He stands up, nothing is wrong. And then Ashley's like, nothing is wrong. It's like, you two only do that when you've done something stupid. Like, she didn't even entertain the idea. It's like, you two have done something stupid.
That's great.
At least she knew.
So they're talking at the same time. Like, wait, stop talking to me at the same time. The door is still open. I just run out. I mean, I walk out slowly, and then I just run down the staircase. And then I start going home, right? Now, I've come up the hill where the Wrightwood Ashford Metro train is. And I start going down the hill because it's almost a straight shot from my house to theirs because I'm on 83rd Street. And they were 7 blocks down from me. Almost exactly across the street. Very short walk. I get up to the ice cream parlor Tasty Freeze and I look back. Shit you not, I see Ashley standing there where the Metro is, smiling. And my balls just receded into the cavity space that all men have, but we don't know the name of, where balls can go if you put them in there. We don't know what it's called, but we know it's there. I don't know. I just call it the ball sack space, but I know that sounds like it's a dimension or some shit, so I try not to use it too much. So yeah, that happened.
Yeah, scary little girl right there. Holy shit. I wonder what Ashley how she grew up and everything, if she continued to be very dominant with guys that she likes, or if she mellowed out a little bit.
Let the record show Nico has a female dom porn collection somewhere.
I guess the way I worded that would be really, it would imply that. I mean,
No,
teach their
you
own.
being in the anime automatically makes your ass suspect. First and foremost, again, I have not seen your search history, but there are 2 things I know are in there. 1, gay porn. 2, cartoon porn. Now I can just add S&M on the list.
I mean, sure.
Hey, officer, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the sound of her agreeing with me. Don't get used to it.
People like come up with their own ideas. It's more fun to see what other people come up with.
No, don't try that. You literally have the most mundane porn search history on the planet, and I haven't even seen it. It is so predictable that you can't even bullshit it. Nothing you can say about whatever is in your search history will ever make me go, oh wow, I didn't see that coming.
You can't go wrong with the classics. Duh.
Let's redefine that. Classics for straight women.
Classics for straight anime obsessed women.
No, just straight women in general. They look at cartoon porn too. They just try to be secretive about it.
Do they? Damn,
Yep.
who knew?
I like having a direct approach with mine. My stuff is very, very normal, for lack of a better term. Does she have tiggle bitties? Okay, I'm down. Does this involve lesbians? Okay, I'm down. Let's see, what else am I missing? Is her hair long? Okay, that's a bonus. I'm down. Does she have a lot of tattoos and is a goth? Again, not necessary, but if she got it, okay, I'm down. Does she have a lot of muscles? Okay, I'm down. Is somebody covered in oil? Actual oil, not other liquid materials. Okay, I'm down. The end.
Simple, easy.
Yeah. Do it look like a Tifa? Okay, I'm down. That one's just a bonus. Okay, well, that ends this episode. And as you all know, we're going to record some back-to-back stuff. to make sure we can get these things on somewhat on a semi-annual / regular basis again. So next up is going to be Nico, Awkward Stories of Animudom. Soon as I clip this video.